In the name of God, Creator, Redeemer, and Sustainer.
Amen.
Love your enemies. Do not judge. Do to others what you would have them do to you. In today's gospel reading from Luke, it follows directly after Luke's Beatitudes, his blessing and his woes. And Jesus pushes his listeners beyond the golden rule. We are to love our neighbor, yes, and we are to love our enemies. We are to love those who hate us. We are to bless those who curse us. We are to pray for those who abuse us. How can we possibly love our enemies? The word for enemy in Latin is inimicus, meaning not friend. What if we are our own enemy? What kind of love does it take to love our enemies? It would be so easy to just move on to something else in this gospel to preach about, but the admonition to not judge is not any easier. We may not even realize we are sitting in judgment of someone. We might react to something said or something done and then comment on it. We might even quietly or loudly rage about it, never stopping to think we are judging. Judgment, judging others, is always there, lurking in our thoughts and actions. Part of being able to love our enemies is to find a way to see ourselves in them. I would like to share a story I read a few years ago. It takes place in South Africa after the fall of apartheid, during the time when the Truth and Reconciliation Commission had just begun their work. The commission was chaired by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, and the purpose of the commission was to promote reconciliation and forgiveness among perpetrators and victims of apartheid. People were invited to file statements about violations of human rights they had experienced, and there were 22,000 collected. Those who were accused could file for amnesty, and more than 7,000 applied. Court cases were held, which were open and transparent. 2,500 went to trial. This is one woman's story amongst many. Mr. Vanderbach, a white policeman, was the one asking for amnesty. The trial revealed that he had shot and killed the woman's son at point-blank range and then burned his body. He and his fellow police then did the same to her husband. A member of the commission turned to the woman and asked, "So what do you want? How should justice be done for this man?" Clearly and confidently, she told the court she asked for three things. First, she asked that she be taken to where her husband's body was burned so that she could gather up the dust and give his remains a decent burial. She said, "My husband and my son were my only family." She went on, "I want, secondly, for Mr. Vanderbach to become my son. I would like for him to come twice a month to the ghetto and spend a day with me so that I can pour out on him whatever love I still have. And finally, I would like Mr. Vanderbach to know that I offer him my forgiveness because Jesus died to forgive. This was also the wish of my husband." She then asked that someone come to her and lead her across the courtroom. And she told the court, "I want to take Mr. Vanderbach in my arms to embrace him and let him know that he is truly forgiven." Another story I would like to share comes from Krista Tippett's book, Becoming Wise. This story happened at a rally in South Carolina concerning the flying of Confederate flags. Leroy Smith, a black state trooper, noticed that a white supremacist at the rally was overcome by the heat. The police officer gently guided the protester to a seat. He was asked by a reporter what made him do that. Mr. Smith replied, "What I saw was a fellow human being, an older man, in trouble." A reporter took a photo that went viral. When asked why he thought the photo brought worldwide attention, his answer was a simple one. "I think that's the greatest thing in the world, love." And that's why people were moved by it. What makes someone our enemy? Henri Nouwen wrote this: "The final test of compassionate prayer goes beyond prayers for our fellow Christians, fellow members of the community, friends, and relatives. Jesus says it most unambiguously. I say this to you, love your enemies." Now it reminds us of what Jesus said on the cross: "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they are doing." Nouwen goes on: "Prayer allows us to lead into the center of our hearts not only those we love, but also those who hate us. This is possible only because we are willing to make our enemies part of ourselves, and thus convert them, first of all, in our own hearts." Martin Luther King said in his sermon about loving our enemies, "When I speak of love, I am not speaking of some sentimental, weak response. I'm speaking of that force which all the great religions have seen as the supreme unifying principle of life. Love is somehow the key that unlocks the door which leads to ultimate reality." The kind of love it takes to love our enemies is a love that unlocks our hearts and helps us to see beyond what might make someone our enemy. In another quote, King says, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that." I believe we all have the capacity in us to love our enemies. When we step back from judgment and look at those who have hurt us and see them as hurting human beings themselves, we might find a way to love. Here, love and forgiveness are tightly bound to one another. The call to love our enemies, bound as it is in forgiveness, is for our own healing. And there might be healing for the other as well, or not. There may be times when that loving has to be done at a distance. Sharon Salzberg writes in her book, Real Change, about the need to take care of ourselves as we do this difficult work of loving and forgiving. Sometimes we need to remain at a distance and entrust the hands-on work of loving to others, trusting that in the process, God's grace and love will be there for all. So I'd like you to all just take a moment and engage in a loving kindness exercise, a prayer practice. Take a breath and close your eyes and get comfortable in your seat or chair, settling yourselves in and paying attention to your breathing in and out. Imagine Jesus' words we heard this morning echoing in our minds. Love your enemies. Do not judge. Do to others as you would have them do to you. Beginning with yourself, say this prayer of loving kindness to yourself. May I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live in peace and be at ease. Again, say to yourself, may I be safe. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live in peace and be at ease. Now take the time to think of someone you care about, someone you love, someone you know, and visualize them in your mind. See them in your mind. Now pray these words. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in peace and be at ease. Again, keeping them in mind. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in peace and be at ease. Now take the time to think of someone who has hurt you in some way. Someone you might think of as an enemy. And see them fully in your mind. And pray these words. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in peace and be at ease. Again, keeping them fully in mind. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in peace and be at ease. Now slowly come back to this place and space and open your eyes. I want you to look around you. Look at your neighbors in the pews and say, may you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in peace and be at ease. So turn the other way. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live in peace and be at ease. Jesus tells us, do not be afraid. Know you are loved by God. Love one another and be at peace. Amen.